1 minute warning!
To the goofball army out there, hi at the families, tell them to get to the next room, tell them to go to your neighbors, because we got goofball news to go over, and it might get crazy.
Typically does, guys. If it's your first episode ever, you got like 30 seconds before we start, so not enough time to go to the bathroom, but go get a drink, because trust me, you're probably going to need it there. In the meantime, the rest, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. That way you know about future episodes as well, guys. Buckle your seatbelts if you haven't already. Make sure your tray is in the upright position here, guys, because we are just about ready to get going. And like, oof.
Guys, if you want a crazy ride going forward, a bunch of nonsense, but all nothing but the truth about the Giants, listen in, buckle in, tell a friend.
Let's go.
And now, here are your goofball hosts, Drew and Rob.
Welcome, fellow goofballs, to Two Giant Goofballs, the New York Giants podcast. I am Roberto, joined not by Drew, just my alter ego, myself, Roberto, Rob. Hey, guys, how we doing? What a crazy day. We got coaching news, mostly Jim Harbaugh. We got some Drew's news. He's over at a pod convention. He's over there in podcast land. And we have Verizon power outages everywhere. It is absolutely absurd. So, yeah, we're in for a good ride today. Let's dive right into it as Drew's sitting there asking to be put into the comments. Well, Drew, you don't always get what you want. How about them apples? Yeah. So let's start off the news today, guys. Let's dive right into their coaching search continues. According to Adam Schefter, the former Ravens head coach John Harbaugh met with the New York Giants today. His first in-person visit to another team's training facility, according to Jordan Ron. Harbaugh is in Jersey, guys. Welcome to Jersey. Yeah. He stepped on the fields. He saw the things. Now the thing is, did the Mara family, did the Trish family brought out a jet for him? Did they do a saw? Did they make him stay there? These are things we don't know yet. But what we do know is that you had Jackson Dart sitting there with a meeting with John Harbaugh. You got to believe that's some good news for us. So there's that. Giants are making a massive push to get the deal done with Harbaugh done today. News is say not only are they willing to pay him, but also whatever his staff wants, says Carter Hughes. And Jay's not in there, friend of the show. He also followed up saying, through today, the Giants are the only team that can hire a coach because of the Rooney Rule. They did all their due diligence so far. Today is the first interview, but there have been countless conversations between Harbaugh and the Giants organization. There's a chance a deal gets done today, and he does not leave the building, according to Ian Rappaport, which we shall see. John Harbaugh was asked in recent days if the Giants had a legit shot to win this derby. They have a very legit shot, said Harbaugh in response. Let's see if the Giants can close this thing out by bedtime. They've had a lot of people ask about money. The Giants are well aware that John Harbaugh was making $17-18 million with the Ravens and aren't afraid of those numbers. Expect this to come out around $20 million per year. And he's pretty much what he makes, according to Ian O'Connor of The Athletic. for days. It sounded like Harbaugh was planning to take multiple visits and then go home and consider his options. That's smart, sensible. It might be what he does, according to Ralph Vincenzo. The expectations is that John Harbaugh meets with the Falcons and the Titans over the next few days, then regroups. Given he's in New York now, that can change, but that's the plan. As the top of the option of the board, his position is to hear the three of the teams out. Whoa, I can talk today. According to Jeremy Fowler. I must have the Verizon network today. My God. Can't get that talking in there. The Giants are still viewed as the favorite. The Titans are second, and the Falcons are third, which I would think that the Falcons would be second, Titans would be third, but yeah. All the teams are thought to be out of the run by most reporters. So, guys, in the comments, I see Drew being active in there. Mostly to get me to put the comment section up. As Dev comes in there. Is this live because Harbaugh left New Jersey over an hour ago and is in fact back in Baltimore? It is live, Dev. And I was driving back from Easton. I guess he was flying back to Baltimore. Yeah, like we said, like the other reporter said, he's still considered to go over to the Titans and the Falcons to hear them out. But the Giants were smart. They slipped him a blank check and said, whatever you want, which pretty much is what has been said before. So there should be a little interest in there. Up next news, get off the Harbaugh situation. Let's talk about divisional rivals. Let's talk about the Eagles. How about that? Not really. The Eagles fire Kevin Patullo. He's rumor has it the Eagles are interested in a former Giants offensive coordinator, Brian Dable, which is really funny. And also Mike McDaniel, Dolphins former head coach, which would be funny to see him over in Philadelphia wearing his Caprice pants because you're not going to wearing those khakis over there. My God. The Cowboys have requested to interview the Giants' interim DC, Charlie Bolam, for their defensive for the DC position, which is by all means, take him, please. For the love of God, take that man. Giants will be facing some familiar people in the next position next season. Mike Tomlin resigns as the Steelers head coach. And yeah, I don't want to brush over that one real fast. So I'm going to give it a little segue. Let's go back to the comment section real fast. As Deb comes in, I also heard that the Titans want to interview Dable for head coach. Yeah, Deb, that Titans are grasping at anything they can because it is not a good situation over in Tennessee. So if Brian Dable could do his worst, it's just about as best as they did this year. So maybe they go over there, he gives them a little juice to win six games. So real fast before I talk about Mike Tomlin, let's pay some bills.
Thanks for watching. Like the show? Of course you do, or you would have turned it off by now and not be hearing me. There are plenty of ways to support the show. YouTube is the best place to join us, and we offer memberships there with fun benefits like custom emojis and early access to video clips. Of course, there you can also send super chats and stickers to send one-time support payments. The best way to support the show is to buy these drunk idiots beers at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Along with one-time support payments, there are also monthly plans, so you can continue to help kill their livers each month. You can also show people that you are a goofball by visiting our store at twogiantgoofballs-shop.fourthwall.com. We got everything from shirts, hats, phone cases, funny candles, buttons, stickers, and even a Two Giant Goofballs towel to dry off your goofballs. Of course, you can always support the show for free by simply hitting the like, subscribe, and share button wherever you are watching or listening to this. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show tremendously, and quite frankly, the goofballs suck at marketing and need your help to get the word out. Thank you for being part of the Goofball Army and for taking the time out to support the show.
All right. Let's give it right back into the show. So talking about some head coaches, get away from that John Harbaugh talk a little bit, as obviously a lot of Giant fans would love to have a guy like that. Another guy that Drew and I were looking at was Mike Tomlin, who parted ways with the Pittsburgh Steelers, which says he resigns, as he quotes, "After much thought and reflection, I've decided to step down as head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. This organization has been a huge part of my life for many years, and it has been an absolute honor to lead this team. I'm deeply grateful for Art Rooney, the second in fuel, and the late Ambassador Rooney for their trust and support. I am also thankful for the players who gave me everything they had every day, and the coaches and the staff whose commitment and dedication made this journey so meaningful. I want to also thank the Steeler Nation. Your passion, loyalty, and high expectations represents what makes this franchise truly special. Coaching in Pittsburgh is unlike anywhere else. And I will always take a great pride in having been a steward of this team. While this chapter comes to a close, my respect and love for Pittsburgh Steelers will never change. I'm excited for what the future holds for this organization, and I will forever be grateful for my time coaching Pittsburgh." Kudos to that man. 19 years over there, 18 years. Drew and I talked about before. Week 18, whoever gets fired, whoever loses that game, we would love to pinch that coach, because Tomlin, great coach. Harbaugh, great coach. Tomlin is probably going to go to the booth, do some TV, do some radio, and who knows? Next year, he might be coach somewhere else. But who would have thought that coming into this year, compared to the year, the AFC North would have 3 new head coaches? You got Harbaugh parting ways with the Ravens after 18 years. You had Tomlin, who led the Steelers 19 years without a losing season. Absolutely fantastic record as head coach. And Kevin Stefanski, who won 2-time Coach of the Year. And he's gone. Meanwhile, you had the lackluster couple of years, Zach Taylor, who, when Burrow's healthy, plays great football, but has not really done much without Burrow there. He stays on. Keeping on the tune of the Steelers, the AFC North, you should say. The Steelers have requested an interview with the Vikings defensive coordinator, Brian Flores, and the Rams passing game coordinator, Nate Slinsky, for head coach Wolf. You also have the Ravens have officially interviewed the Vikings DC, Flores. Also, DC of the Chargers, Mentor, and the Browns DC, Stewart, for the head coaching position. You can see where the Ravens want to go with this. Continue that strong defensive game they've always had. As comment comes in, wonder if keeping Shane is costing them Harbaugh. I I can see that to a point, but I also think John is one of those guys who be like, I don't want to work with him, or this is what I want. And you got Tish and Mara who are probably gonna be like, yes, man. Whatever you want, yes, man. Yes, sir, yes, man. And they're either gonna take away some stuff from Shane, or they're gonna see what happened to the Jaguars and we'll have to cut Shane out. Hey. Dolphins also played its interviews with the Packers DC athlete and the former Browns head coach Stefanski for their head coach, which I actually could see Kevin Stefanski go down to Miami after being stuck in Cleveland with the crappy weather. Go down to another crappy organization, at least enjoy the weather. Might be a little too hot for him down there. And the Falcons go ahead and interview the former Giants linebacker and Raiders head coach, none other than Antonio Pierce, for the head coach job, which don't want to be that guy, but that's probably a Rooney Rule thing going on there. Like, Giant fans, like, we love Antonio Pierce, but he's probably not your head coach. The Chargers go ahead and fire their offensive coordinator, Greg Roman, which is very, very interesting because that was John Harbaugh's OC for a long, long time in Baltimore. Does he come over to the Giants with Harbaugh, or does he go to Atlanta with Harbaugh? Oh, hopefully not. Eek. Let's talk about some news around the league. You go ahead and have Imar Smith Barsket signs with the Cardinals. He's best known for his 100-yard kick return in Week 17 of his 24 season, bringing it back. He spent all of last year on the practice squad. So, good for the Cardinals. And Drew, I wish you were here for this one. Giants sign defensive linebacker Marlon Tipulato. It's a reserve future contract, 6th-round pick of the Eagles in 21. You got Marlon, who's 26 years old, from Independence, Oregon, who comes in weighing at a big old 307 pounds, coming in at the height of 6'2", ready to rumble. As Drew comes in. Oh, I'm here for this. Yeah, Drew, you're not actually here for this, man. You let me sink or swim. I'm sinking. Anyway, back at it. Brother of Charters linebacker, Tui Tipalutu, and cousin of Bronco safety. Oh man, I wish I was swine for all this. Totanga Huafanga. Yeah, who has all that family in the NFL? My God. He take off his vest, start to sweat. Anyway, he played 3 years for the Eagles and then the last 2 for the Chiefs, mostly on the practice squad. 25, he played in 3 games and had 1 tackle. His career overall, he has 33 games. He has 2 sacks, 43 tackles. 3 sacks. He's got 5 tackles for loss, 4 QB hits, and 1 fumble recovery. So, yeah, I expect him to be a practice squad kind of guy. Maybe a backup here and there. Did play some special teams in the past, but not much, and not a single snap last year. So, special teams snap last year, which is, it's a hard backup with a hint of a special teams. Maybe not. Drew comes in, no sack left behind. Drew knows all about that. Otherwise, he's sent on, right? Yeah, should be interesting, guys. What's the comments out there? What are you guys thinking about Harbaugh coming to the Giants? What do you guys feel about not getting him? Maybe getting him? Yeah. Yeah, Drew's not here, so we're cutting this one short. Sorry. I appreciate you guys all for coming in. I can see the 160 people in watching us out there. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I see the thumbs up coming out of there. Guys, as us interrupted by Deb comes saying, I do think Harbaugh is coming to the Giants. It does look very, very good for the Giants. All reporting saying is he likes the opportunity here. And like I've said before, he's used to a quarterback that has arm strength that can extend plays by running. The Giants have a pretty good offensive line. Not a great, I should say pretty good, a solid offensive line this past year. He came from a team that had a pretty solid offensive line. He's got a solid wide one, a good defense on paper that if put a right defensive coordinator can actually stop the ball, maybe get a couple of interceptions, get a lot more pressures without Brian Burns just going crazy, the whole team. So he has to be looking at the team and like, oh, I've already done this with the Ravens. I could probably do this with the Giants. I don't have King Henry in the backfield, but you know what I got? I got different types of talent in the backfield. I got Scadaboo, who wants to act like he runs 6 pounds heavier than what he is. And he's also got Tracy in the backfield, who also a finesse, which is not what he's used to. So a great coach like Harbaugh could definitely look at the Giants and say, I could do a lot with that. Same time, Deb, he can also look at Atlanta and say the same thing. But it does feel good because we have the legacy. We have the history. Who does want to come to the Giants? If you want to come to the Giants as an offensive coordinator under Brian Dable, I can see you not want to come, but he's long gone. Harbaugh's also the guy, like I said earlier in the show, if he wants to come here and he doesn't want Shane here, he used to be like, get him out of here. And Chish and the Mara family were probably like, Shane, nice knowing you. Yeah, I got to go. So the future for the Giants, it's looking good. So we're going to leave the show on a little bit of a high note after that. Guys, I appreciate you guys coming in. As now I see a couple extra minutes. We're up to 166 guys live watching. As Drew comes in. Drew, we didn't sign you. Stay off the bench. Stay on the bench. Go back to podcast land. Besides about being in the podcast land there. For you guys who didn't know earlier, but he's actually at a convention for StreamYard, who's helps us stream everything out to you guys. So he's literally in podcast land. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. I truly appreciate the 173 of you as I'm watching now coming in. As Drew has to come in and correct me. It's Podfest, Podland, whatever. Tomato. Anyway, guys, we're live every Monday. As AC comes in, sick burn. As I'm not going to go with Drew's comment, but anyway, in the smallest city in the world, just about. Anyway, guys, I'll be doing a solo show tomorrow night. Should be a little bit of fun. Drew, better get your fix in early because I I'm going to kick your butt this week. I need to, because I need to redeem my season. Anyway, we'll be live every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 9 o'clock Eastern time. For all you guys out there, Jay out there in Pacific time zone and Mountain Zone and all that craziness. We're on. There he is. Boberto! Jay, you came in right for the end, man. I'm just everyone where to buy the vacuums. Anyway, once again, we're live 9 o'clock Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, LinkedIn. Oh my God. It's a 30-minute show. We had Harbaugh news to talk about, and Drew's not babbling on for 20 minutes. As there comes in, supposedly we hired him. There's nothing been reported. That's all speculation. I wouldn't that would be a lie for me to come out there and say, hey, we hired him. Has not got hired yet. Has not been released. Not going to report fake news. Hey, we're on Harbaugh watch. Yes, the show is so short with that, Drew. That's sorry. As Drew comes in, half the host, half the time. They better have fired him. Listen, AC, I agree. This is the guy I want. The perfect situation. It was him or Tomlin. And as Jeff comes in, shorter because the regular chat regulars were a little bit late. And I was on a little bit of Roberto time, but you guys were all on Roberto time out there, except for Deb. She was right there early. Drew was early and actually early in the podcast. The comments. What's the next show? We already went over that. But tomorrow, 9:04, count us in, Jay. We'll be there. We're also on the next day, 5 o'clock in the morning, on all your audio podcasts. Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Radio, Drew's Grinder account. I don't know. Wherever you guys listen to your audio podcast, unless it's, unless you don't get it on your audio podcast, then you're listening to the wrong podcast station. So turn it over to someone else. Guys, I appreciate y'all coming in, hanging out. AC, you were on Roberto's time today. It's fine. It happens. And Drew comes and saying, I was on time. You were late. Surprise, you were late. Yeah. Womp. I blame Verizon. Hopefully you guys all didn't have Verizon lose power or your network. Anyway, guys, that's the show. We're just shy of half an hour. Appreciate y'all coming in, chatting up a little late. 9:04 tomorrow. Be there, be square. Funner show. Drew, I don't see any comments going to say, let's go G-Man. If Roberto is the only host, is he really late? Very valid point. Once again, tomorrow's show, 9:04, 9:05. As always, G-Man. As always, goofball. Go, G-Man! 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 G-Man!
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you.